r/ask Reddit. What's the smallest hill you'll die on? Toll burgers completely nullify all the benefits of burgers and are an abomination unto cuisine. A good burger is the perfect portable food. It should be edible using only your hands and mouth, without cutlery, and without making too much mess. You should also be able to sample every layer of ingredient in one bite, without dislocating your jaw. Never understood why people went all with burger creation. If you want a bigger burger, go wider. It would be way easier to eat a delicious beefy chode. This is why I loved Fuddruckers. Their 1-pounders were the size of a friggin' frisbee. It's not a hot water heater, it's a water heater. Edit. It is hilarious how many of you are trying to kill me on this small hill. Not dead yet. Edit number 2. In real life I would never correct someone who says hot water heater when they are talking about their water heater. But it sure has been fun to do it here. Thanks for the awards and the most upvotes I've ever received, and especially thanks for keeping this very important debate fun and civil. I once went to Home Depot to buy a hot water heater. I talked to the dude in the plumbing section for quite a while. Really nice guy. He had his own plumbing business for 20 years until the '08 crash. Had to sell the biz just to keep his house. He's been working at HD ever since. Anyway, long story short, I decided to buy a cold water cooler instead. Best story ever. The parents from Parent Trap are WAAAY worse than the parents from Home Alone. Definitely. Who splits up twins? A-holes. That's who. Right. Who gets custody? Oh wait, there's 2. Actual physical push buttons are way better than sensor buttons. Open bracket. Like the Xbox 360 sensor buttons. Edit. I have recently been informed that they are called tactile buttons, physical, and haptic buttons. Sensor. So thanks for the bit of knowledge and the awards. Kind of a similar thing. I'm wanting to get a new car soon, and it drives me nuts that most cars nowadays have touchscreen controls. In my current car, I can change the radio station, turn up the fan, switch to AC all without taking my eyes off the road because it's all knobs and tactile buttons. Get a Mazda. They actually backtracks on touchscreens and went with a fancy knob in the center between the 2 seats. It's amazing you'll never get a car that has touchscreens as its main interface. Tax should be included in the price with no exceptions. I don't get why the US doesn't do this. We do it here in England and a lot of other countries. It just seems like a massive inconvenience. I think one of the reasons is difference in taxes across states, counties, and cities. If McDonald's had an ad for their dollar menu, they would have to say it costs $1.07 in Memphis, but $1.09 in Los Angeles, and $1.10 in San Francisco. National advertising would be impossible. Macaroons are not macarons. One is coconut, and one is a sandwich cookie. I remember in high school my entire class argued with me about this. Macaroons are the little coconut things, while macarons are the pastry cookie. I argued with my entire social studies class about this, including my teacher, before finally he said let's look it up. It's not like I got anything out of being the only person right, but damn does it feel good to prove 30 other people wrong. At least they all know the difference now. Man, I worked in a French bakery selling macarons for a living, and the amount of people outside of work who would argue about it with me. This issue was the complete bane of my existence for years. Every day and every day are different, and not interchangeable. An everyday walk in the park versus I walk in the park every day. I work in IT and for us it's login versus login. As in Jerry forgot his login information. Versus, I was going to log into my laptop but my phone rang. Login is a noun. To login is a verb. Fight me. Put even more pedantically, everyday is an adjective, while every day is an adverb phrase. Learn how to spell a name before you saddle a kid with it, for duck's sake. Edit. Holy shit, this really struck a chord. Most replies I've ever had. Yes, poor duck. They meant Frank though. My old neighbor had a daughter named Rayona. Jaws must not ever be remade, or retconned, or reimagined, or anything, ever. Same for Princess Bride, besides this one. Ditto Back to the Future. Squeeze the air out of a Ziploc bag before you put the bag in the fridge or freezer. I don't understand why my wife doesn't, and one of these days I'll have a decision to make. Good to know I won't be dying alone on this hill. The three of us then. And I hope they squeeze out body bags before they put them in the morgue. Returning a shopping cart is not that hard. It's the least you can do when utilizing a service. Edit. I seem to be blessed with the copious cart returns Heb provides. To add to the list why they are the best grocery store. Also, I do mean to the cart return. Not all the way to the store. The true annoyance is the people that exert the effort to hop the curb and put it in the grass when the return is 2 spaces away. Also a great moral test. The shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. To return the shopping cart is an easy, convenient task and one which we all recognize as the correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There are no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return their cart. But simultaneously, it is not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. No one will punish you for not returning the shopping cart. No one will fine you or kill you for not returning the shopping cart. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You must return the shopping cart out of the goodness of your own heart. You must return the shopping cart because it is the right thing to do, because it is correct. A person who is unable to do this is no better than an animal, an absolute savage who can only be made to do what is right by threatening them with the law and the force that stands behind its awesome meme. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You clearly don't shop at Aldi. Touchscreens in cars make them worse in many ways. Ducking thank you, looking at, reading, processing, and touching touchscreen buttons comes directly at the expense of looking at the road. Meanwhile, you can feel your way across physical buttons and knobs without compromising your safety or that of others on the road around you. Not only can you feel where they are, you can register whether your input actually worked. Touchscreens give no tactile feedback, so sometimes the screen may not register the touch, and over time we end up having to visually confirm it. It's couldn't care less and not could care less. This shouldn't even be a question, but you'd be surprised how many people are willing to die on the could care less hill. Greedo never even shot his blaster in the theatrical release of Star Wars. Han wasted that sucker before he even had the chance to pull the trigger. It's too big to be a space station. Han shot first is not some small hill to die on. It is Gorum truth, and anyone who prefers the edit is a heretic. Mayonnaise and Miracle Whip are not interchangeable. They are drastically different. Wait, from my understanding, isn't Miracle Whip sweet and mayonnaise is not sweet? Do some people think they're interchangeable? Someone gave me a sandwich with Miracle Whip and said it was mayo. I almost threw up. Polycarbonate water bottles don't contain any dangerous amount of BPA. It's a marketing ploy by 3 Meters Eastman to force people to use lower life cycle plastics. Treating cracks at 2 years old, and polycarbonate lasts at least 20 years. They know polycarbonate is safe because we haven't stopped using it in high-impact kitchen appliances like food processors and blenders. They created a shittier plastic that hurts the environment to make more money. Cheap canned goods are literally lined with BPA. Polycarbonate bottles have duck all to do with humans' BPA exposure. If you own a polycarbonate water bottle, keep using it. It has no BPA on it after the first time you wash it. Source: Ms. Mechanical Engineering focused in polymers. One of my profs posted a few papers on this. Edit: this PDF link is the paper if anyone is wondering. It found negligible amounts of BPA compared to canned goods after holding polycarbonate water bottles full of water at 120 C for 2 hours, which would never happen in a real world situation. I'm not sure what polycarbonate is, or what BPA is, but as a child I was told not to reuse Coke bottles as water bottles as the plastic breaks down and makes them carcinogenic. Is that true or bollocks? Sorry, just want to nick a bit of your knowledge quickly. Totally false. The first use is going have the most phthalates. The paper I linked is 50% about peat, which is what Coke bottles are made from. You can reuse them until they fall apart with lower health risk than drinking the initial fluid in them. Same goes for bottled water. It's part of the marketing to get you to buy more. Edit. The recycling arrow circly thing shows you what plastic of the big six it is. If it is a 1 inside the arrows, it's peat. The one to be scared of is the 6, which is polystyrene and is very bad to be used as a food or water carrying device. Still BPA free though, lol. Turn signals should never be red. Thankfully only amber indicators are legal in many countries. You're correct, and in a massive way. Additionally, they shouldn't be integrated into the bumper down low. Kia, Hyundai, whoever else can pound sand with that trash. Better yet, the Gen 1 Ferrari California can duck off extra hard. Frozen isn't a Christmas or even a winter movie, it is literally set in the summer. A big part of the plot is that everyone was unprepared for the summer freeze. I will die on this hill. Yoo-hoo. Big summer blowout. There is no need for people to say 7 AM in the morning. The use of lets us know it's morning. I'll go one further, there is no need for 7 AM at all. 24-hour gang. Those new LED headlights should be banned. They might make the owner safer but not other drivers as they drive into ducking ditches because they were blinded by Klieg lights masquerading as car lights. Or at least have a limited brightness. You can turn down the brightness of the LED while still maintaining the efficiency and reliability of them. The issue isn't the LED technology, it's bad implementation. Headlights should have a downward angle so that they shine on the road, but some moron decided that straight ahead was the right answer, and hopefully that moron has a spotlight shining in their eyes in hell where they belong. There's a difference between doing well and doing good. Superman does good. You did well. I forget who said this. Tracy Jordan on 30 Rock. If you, person A, pull open a door and someone, person B, is wanting to come through from the other side, hold the door and let them through. Similarly, if you are the other person, don't dilly-dally, walk through, because the alternative is person A awkwardly trying to pass through whilst struggling to maintain holding the door open, leaving person B waiting awkwardly for them to finish. Happens a lot at my office in the corridors and it does my head in. Similarly, let people exit the elevator first, before you get in, and if you're by the doors and it stops at a floor that isn't yours, step aside because someone needs to get on or off. Man face palming. Not all water is the same. Yes, hard water, soft water, minerals, location. So much plays into it even when you only drink tap water from different places. There's tap water out there I just can't drink because it makes my throat feel rough, as if it was sore. That's a scientific fact. Carpet flooring in bathrooms trigger me: just don't put a carpet in a bathroom. A bath mat is fine so you don't slip when you get out the shower, but not the whole carpet floor. Edit. Holy crap, thank you so much for all the upvotes and replies. This exists? Who in their right mind would put carpet in a bathroom? It was a trend in like the 70s that some people kept because it keeps their feet warm. It's wrong. Very wrong. Use a mat and wash it regularly. Anything with glitter can duck right off. Edit 1. Sorry this edit is a few days late. I want to apologize for not being as active in the comments as I should have been. I honestly didn't expect to get this many likes, and I didn't know so many people hate glitter as much as I do, lol. Thank you all for the likes and awards. The Reddit family is amazing. 3. My wife family knows I hate glitter and likes to get me glitter things as a joke. I didn't open my day card one year because it was a glittery card. They laughed and were like, "Are you seriously not opening it?" I said, "It wasn't funny 10 years ago and it's less funny now." "No, you can have it back. You know this makes me uncomfortable." Glitter is the herpes of craft supplies. Play with glitter and be prepared to have it with you for life. Dimitri Martin. It is should have or should have, not should have. This also applies to could and would. You can't death or something. It's Thor. That's it. You can defrost though. Sounds like someone got Thor and defrost confused. You can't just go around calling every bean paste hummus. Hummus contains, among other things, significant amounts of tahini, chickpeas, and olive oil. If it doesn't contain these things, it is not hummus. I repeat, not hummus. No, Ashley and Braden from the juice bar, you don't get to tell me that the white bean and kale mush on that $13 veggie wrap is goddamn hummus. Edit. I stand corrected. Some authentic hummus versions don't have the oil. The tahini and chickpeas are still important though. Tahini, it's a magical place. Any one of them cause my heart will give out during any bit of exercise. Niche is pronounced niche, not niche. I'm fine with pretty much all Americanisms, but this one just feels like the auditory equivalent of stubbing one's toe. Niche really hurts my ears. We are the knights who say, niche. Speakerphone is not meant for using in public. If someone is on speaker, you have full right to come into the conversation. If you don't like being around others, you're not antisocial, you're social. Antisocial is the joker. Incredibly petty and meaningless, but this always bothers me for some reason. I am with you. Not participating is not the same as destroying. There's zero reason for two Dakotas. Just ducking merge into one big Dakota. While I would love to see a mega Dakota, we all know this will never happen. Mega Dakota is still like one town's worth of people from an actual place. You should always use your signals when turning or changing lanes. If you don't, you're just lazy and the worst. Communicate what you plan to do with your screaming metal death trap before you are in the process of doing it. To add to this, use your turn signal first then brake. You are signaling your intention. When putting cheese or salami onto a Ritz crackers, you put it on the not salted side so that you can taste the salt when you bite into it. My wife feels the opposite and we've been arguing about it for 15 years. You're right and your wife has been living a miserable existence. BTW, I think this might be advanced level cheese and cracker analysis that laymen are incapable of. If you are on the highway and you try to move over 2 lanes to sneak into a packed exit right before the guardrail, you have already missed your ducking turn. Go to the next exit and turn around or try another route before anyone brings it up. No, I am not talking about merging. I am talking about seeing a long line of people waiting to get off an exit, and you breaking the law by crossing solid lines to cut in because you couldn't be ducked to read the signs for the last 2 miles telling you which lane you need to be in for your exit. Good drivers miss an exit occasionally. Bad drivers never do. Edit. TY for the awards y'all. Drive safely. Greeters in shop entrances are annoying and unnecessary. Edit. Just to clarify, I'm from the UK, so the American customer styles don't work here very well since we are grumpy gooses. Our big stores, like supermarkets, don't tend to have greeter anymore. They will have security guards and customer service desks nearby so you can ask questions. It's the small shop that have them and they stand by the door watching you and jump on you the second you even look in the window. They're only for loss prevention. There's someone already there when the detectors beep. Greeting people is just the happy facade. Edit. A lot of you seem to think you need to be an NFL linebacker to stop people from stealing. Just someone being there asking you is enough to stop 90% plus of theft. It's great that you're some kind of cyborg that can just walk through with confidence and not get stopped. But that's not how most people work. It's like having a fake bike lock. The idea is to stop people from even trying. Edit 2. Literally everyone who works at Walmart learns this. They use it as an example of why we don't need unions. Because the people greeter was an employee idea that they later realized reduced theft. Mobile gaming is better when it's simple games like Angry Birds or Fruit Ninja. What, you don't want to wait 700 hours to upgrade your potato peeler research station after a myriad of other stupid shit that makes it pay to win, and even pay to win has a meta. Are you serious? Who are you? You don't ever remind a person with dementia about the passing of their loved one. It might hurt you to know that they don't remember. Maybe you need the closure of grieving with your loved one who has dementia, but they will not remember that tomorrow. To remind them is to torture them. Think about the first time you learn a loved one died. Think of the pain in that first moment. Every moment after that is slightly less painful. Nothing is like hearing it for it the first time. Tell them once or twice. That's it. Take that time, grieve together. You won't get it ever again. They won't remember it anyway. If they forget, don't fix it. If they ask where they are, you lie. Get creative. Do not put them through the shock and pain of hearing it for the first time. I hate those videos of telling my grandma with dementia that grandpa is gone when grandpa has been gone for ducking years. All you are doing is causing pain, causing them pain, causing yourself pain, and if you believe in the afterlife you are causing your dead loved one pain. It's horrible. You are damaging yourself and your loved one. Please look into joining Else Connected, org forum and support groups if you are struggling with caring for a loved one who has dementia. Talk to others in your shoes. Call their helpline. Take care of yourself. Edit. Do you know someone who works as a caregiver? Call them and have a normal boring conversation with them. Don't bring up caregiving unless they do. Just call them and chat. Freshly grated sharp cheddar cheese is better than store-bought grated cheese and the difference is noticeable in the meal, especially in tacos. Well yeah, aside from being able to use better cheese, the packaged grated stuff has starch added to it to keep it from clumping up. That's going to affect the texture and the taste. Fire Ant Hill. Scrubs Season 9 is really season 1 of a spin-off and should not be considered as part of the original series. It is very possible people can change, but don't go wasting your life waiting for it. Toilet paper flap falls to the front. Toilet paper. It's more convenient to type something into Google than to say the words aloud to Alexa. It's Colombia not Colombia when referring to the South American country. During an interview for a job, the person interviewing me asked what made me choose to go to South America for college. I graduated from Columbia, in NYC. If it doesn't have shelves, drawers, or any storage space, it is a table, not a desk. What an awesomely weird one to die on. Person. Oh, do you mind just leaving that on my desk? You. Entering room. Seeing no storage connected to table. I have no idea what the duck you expect Emmy to do with this now. Snakes are venomous, not poisonous. If you bite it and you get sick, it's poisonous. If it bites you and you get sick, it's venomous. And if it does both, it's most likely Australian. I shouldn't have to pay more for safety features in a car. I lot. It's 2. Duckine. Words. Your holiday card doesn't need an apostrophe. Examples. The Smiths not Smiths. The Janice is not Jones. The Neelys not Neelys. The Foxes not Foxes, please. Don't use an apostrophe. It kills me. Chronicles of Narnia should be read in the order they were written, not the chronological order they are being published nowadays. Sesame oil is better than truffle oil, and it's not even close. Wireless is not always an upgrade. Bluetooth drains the battery on my MP3 player 4x faster. Wireless mice, keyboards, controllers need to have batteries. Don't have as responsive connections, etc. I'm salty because the most recommended brand of bone conduction headphones, which I'm looking into getting, used to have a wired headset with a 12-hour battery, which would have been perfect. IDKY it still needed a battery, but 12 hours would be enough to go a whole day at work even after the battery goes to shit. But no, they only sell new and improved ones with 8 hours of battery life and Bluetooth, which means I'll have to get some stupid dongle to hook it up to my work computer, if that's even a ducking thing. Stop discontinuing wired devices. Nobody should be telling other people how to eat their food. Ketchup on hot dogs, pineapple on pizzas, well done steaks, mustard on pumpkin pie. I don't give a duck. Leave people alone and let them eat what they like. The pie one is real. BTW, it's fine. But I don't understand the appeal. I tried it. It just tasted like mustard and then tasted like pumpkin pie. They didn't blend or complement each other or anything. Like, that's the point? Super Shredder from TMNT2. Secret of the Ooze isn't Shredder, but a third human mutant experiment created alongside Tokka and Razza. If you say Pacific specifically instead of specifically, I think less of you and I'm not even sorry. Irregardless is not a word. It is Sudoku, not Sudoku. Fantasy football is just D&D for people who like sports. Dressing up to go the stadium is sports cosplay. This Christmas decoration that my mom bought, she insists it's a countdown, but I swear it's just a calendar. It doesn't make sense as a countdown because the numbers just don't make sense like that. It's a calendar. 3 movies does not necessarily make a trilogy. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, The Matrix, all trilogies, 3 Conjuring movies, 3 Wolverine movies, 3 Thor movies, 3 Raimi Spider-Man movies, not trilogies. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.